as things stand right now, if this race was to finish in the order it is now, Alex Palou's championship lead, we came in here and he had a 133-point lead. It will be slashed by 42 points to 91.
Well, I'm starting to buy into what you were just telling me a minute ago. Christian Lundgaard is really starting to close. I don't think Kirkwood is saving tires here, James. I think Christian Lundgaard is doing exactly what he told us earlier today. This morning, he looked both of us in the eye, and he said, I'm setting my car up to finish strong. I don't care about the first 90% of this race. I want to be a rocket ship at the end. He's on the soft tire, and he looks rocket ship fast right now. That gap right at a second.
And it's such a different mindset for the driver leading in this scenario as Kirkwood or the driver chasing as Lundgaard. When you're Kyle out front, you just know you can't make any mistake. You're starting to leave a little bit more of that margin. Had it stayed green, he was in the zone. Now he's got to get himself back into that sort of comfort zone. But with Lundgaard, he knows he's got to push 10/10, leave absolutely nothing on the table if he's going to catch him. Two different mindsets, and we can see it on the stopwatch.
Kirkwood responds. Fastest driver on that last lap, a 58.8. Lundgaard a tenth of a second slower. The gap extends back towards 1.5 seconds. Once again, the ebb and the flow of this race with 7 to go.
It looked like Lundgaard maybe mounted a challenge, started to get close, but maybe overheated his tires a little bit. As we look at push to pass remaining, you'll see Kirkwood 32, Lundgaard with 34, but Will Power very tight on his budget today, still 59 seconds remaining. Can Power claw back the gap and start to mix things up? Gonna be tough.
It's just the gap's just too big. I mean, it took him too long to get up to speed. He's running the same lap times as the two drivers in front of him, but it's a 5-second gap.
Whoa, that was close.
I think Lundgaard might have just clipped the wall exiting turn 7.
That's what we were saying, you gotta go 10/10.
Sharp intake of breath from Townsend and myself as we looked out of the window. Possibly saw a little bit of paint flick off.
6 to go here.
Definitely a bit of dust flick off the side of that wall. 6 to go. And Kyle Kirkwood has started to lay down that hammer. The gap that was a second is now 2.
Yeah, it was half a second on that lap. It takes a couple laps to get back into the groove and not push too much when you're the leader. You're the first driver going into all these corners on a restart lap, but Kyle Kirkwood now has found that groove. Tires are up to temperature, brakes are up to temperature, and he is back in that zone, almost untouchable as we look back.
This is me and Will right here looking at Christian Lundgaard, and he is trying everything back there right now. Tremendous grip, fighting all the way to the end. But let's talk about grit for a second with Kyle Kirkwood as he goes 5 to go. I mean, the story of this country, James, is one of high grit, high determination, rolling up your sleeves. Kyle Kirkwood got to IndyCar by doing just that. At every level of the junior series, he had to win or he would not advance. He wouldn't have the money to advance his career. He was a multi-time go-kart champion. He had to win in Formula 4. Then he got to F2000, Indy Pro, and then finally Indy Lights, the final stop. He won at every single level. He is the epitome of the American dream, going after it in the biggest of ways and seizing opportunity at every single step. What a celebration it'll be if he can close things out today.
And picked up early in his career by the Andretti Global Group, an American Dynasty racing family, racing organization. He ran for them in the Indy Next series, the Indy Light series, the predecessor to what is now Indy Next, where he won that championship. Like you said, they farmed him out to the AJ Foyt racing team for his first season, his rookie season, as they didn't have an opening on the main squad. Quickly made that opening, got him in to this team, and it has been nothing but an upward trajectory since he joined. 6 career wins, 5 of them on street courses, looking to add to that tally. And Andretti Global looking to take victory at all 3 of the new temporary circuits on the calendar this year.
Well, as we take these final few laps in this race, I know how energized you were when you showed up this morning. Where we've been this week, what we've seen, the doors have been wide open to everybody here in DC to enjoy great American racing. You certainly appear to have had a great time.
I'm completely in love with this city, which makes me even more in love with this country, to be here surrounded by its history. in the shadow of these buildings that have shaped this land. Everything this place represents. What an honor to be here, surrounded by my friends, making new friends in a country that's taken me to its heart and that I absolutely adore, as it has for so many of us who come here chasing that American dream, given the belief that, like Kyle, if you work hard enough and you dare to dream, nothing's impossible.
On the pace laps, guys, these drivers were going around waving to the fans, but there was still a long 147-lap race in front of them when this checkered flag falls on what could be the only race around the Capitol here in D.C. I hope every driver takes a second to look up, look out, and take in the scenes like this here. One of the most beautiful settings we've ever seen for an IndyCar race. You'll have that cool-down lap to really soak it in. And if you're the one that's taking the checkered flag, as Kirkwood cross the line with only 2 laps to go, it's going to be one of the most special moments of a driver's career.
James, I'm so glad you brought up the fans, because just in the one corner where we're standing and looking out in turn 7, there are thousands of people that have not moved for the last 3 hours. They have been here loyally, enthusiastically, watching in wonderment like we all have for many years with this sport. And for this American driver, Kyle Kirkwood, on probably the grandest stage outside of the Indy 500, to do it in his home country, what a feeling he must have in the cockpit right now.
We hold this truth to be self-evident. Isn't anybody in this championship who drives street courses quite like Kyle Kirkwood?
Next, bring it home, buddy.
This young American who started the week in New York City, lighting the Empire State Building red, white, and blue, has lit up this racetrack for 250 miles. This may be the only time that we ever race on the streets of Washington, D.C. What a celebration it has been of this championship, of this country, of everything that makes both of them great. And what a driver we have in Kyle Kirkwood to bring it home for a famous victory. There will only be one winner of the Freedom 250, and how fitting that it's Kyle Kirkwood. As the Secretary of Transportation waves the checkered flag, Kyle Kirkwood wins an American on the top step of the podium at the Freedom 250.
Thank you, Santa Claus. Thank you, Andretti. You guys are awesome in the pits today. Congrats. You guys deserve this one. Thank you so much. You carried us there on that last restart. That was incredible. Great job. Drove fantastic all day.